How's it going, Turbine Torchers? Today I'd like to very briefly speak on one of TF2's oldest theories and give my, quote, opinion, unquote, on just who the Pyro from Team Fortress 2 is, using evidence from the latest and last TF comic. So let's get one thing out of the way. Pyro is not a furry.
What?
But at the same time, Pyro technically is. Well, if you believe what I believe anyways. Because I believe the Pyro is the player. And I say this not because of what the last TF comic tells and shows us, but because of what it doesn't tell us about he / she / ain't / what? And my main piece of evidence is found right before the comic ends. More specifically, issue number 7, when the scout is seating the reader, you may notice you see 8 of 9 Team Fortress mercenaries, namely Scout, Spy, Demo, Heavy, Medic, Soldier, Sniper, and finally, the Engineer, alongside their friends and family, of course. However, Pyro is missing from the picture, and the few arguments I could come up with to combat my argument are that the creature is off running its business, super duper dead, or just left Team Fortress altogether. And then I realized they were all stupid, and here's why. First, let's start off with the most plausible theory, low bar. They're dead. Nope. And the evidence you need is in Meet the Pyro. So, moving on. The second is the most ridiculous, in my opinion, and that is the idea that Pyro would just leave Team Fortress altogether. And I don't believe that whatsoever, as in issue 1, the Pyro just leaves its business behind during its, quote, best quarter ever, unquote, which also kind of shuts down my last theory, that the Pyro is off running its business. Now, the last thing I must say is that this theory isn't the most plausible, due to Pyrovision being an actual phenomenon experienced by no one other than the Pyro himself. And if you can't see very well, or at all, then I can assure you that nearing the end of issue 7, we don't really get to see Pyrovision as it is in game. Because actually, the Pyro is there, right in between Medic and Soldier. So yeah, I may have completely missed the fact that Pyro is at the table, but only because they're so well hidden. I mean, come on, Val. First you make me wait 7 years for the last comic, and then you hide Pyro so well that my ignorance and stupidity is on display for everyone. Huh. Well, just one last fuck you, I guess, and honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. Because the very same reason I missed Pyro in Team Fortress 2's final comic is the very same reason players are still playing this game to this very day. There may very well be something to learn, find, or do for years to come. Possibly forever. And that's what makes this one of my favorite games to just chill out and have a good time on. Or even spend an hour making a script for a video that is no longer plausible. Good times. Good times.